So Anjali, how do you think AI and ML is helping companies, small and big alike, to better create their processes and improve their working culture?
Well, AI, as they say, is the new kid in the block or maybe the new toy that everybody wants to explore. While there are many use cases, but I'd like to say that three areas where small finance banks and financial institutions at large can really find a differentiator in the way they leverage this technology is customer experience, credit decisioning, and fraud detection. All three very diverse but very interesting and of great value to the banks as well as for the customers.
Coming to competition, right? How does AI and ML help level play the field for small finance bank versus big multinationals? Do you think that that is also an area that has helped small finance better serve their customers and reach the nooks and the nooks and far parts of the country?
Oh, in a big way. And the biggest for that matter is, banks had their own journey. First, it was the public sector banks, and then came the private sector banks in the 1990s. And now the small finance bank will not be really having the same trajectory in terms of number of years, number of branches, the cost that they will incur. It is this where they will be leveraging technology to their best use. So, be it the reducing the cost of operations, optimizing the number of people in operations, optimizing the number of people that they will have in branches, optimizing the branches overall, there is a huge play that technology will do to level play these small finance bank and make them the real challengers in the financial services industry to the big ones, as well as the real beneficiaries that the whole reason why small finance banks came into place was to serve the underbanked and the unbanked. So the penetration that is expected and the scale at which the penetration is expected, it is this where the small finance banks will be leveraging this to be the level player fields.
What are the areas that yet we have not seen penetration of or usage of AI and ML in the banking or the finance sector that you still think that there's a huge room for improvement or growth or potential?
See, there are the banks have to really marry the two sides of the spectrum. On one side is what all can technology do, while on the other side is what all will policies allow them to do. So they have to balance that risk. One of the areas I can say is financial advisory. The whole the whole wealth management, the whole piece where financial advisories can be done by a robo without any bias of a human is an area which has been called out by technologists for a very long time, but banks are yet to embrace. The other is trade finance, the whole blockchain. So there are so many ways where still there is a whole leverage that technology can allow, but it has to be equally secure and policy wise required.
Lastly, personalization and customized. What are your thoughts on this when it comes to usage of technology to reach out to new potential customers and better serve existing customers?
Uh, I always use this anecdote, which is surgical strike versus carpet bombing. The way I look at personalization is surgical strike. What I need my bank today because of the data that is available about me, the bank is completely aware that what is my requirement, and that is personalization. How technology is using it, it's primarily because there is so much data that is now available and is available in a shape and form that is usable.
Correct. And lastly, any future threats or any challenges when it comes to AI and ML? Because we always hear positive things about it, but are there some red flags or maybe cautious that you would like to share on how should one use that?
A large part of the caution is cybersecurity. As the technology starts to, let me use the word interfere with the way humans were able to monitor, a certain process. When it is given to a machine, there are benefits, but there are threats. So, the more the availability of data, the more the optimization of humans, the more the likelihood of something which is going out of hand. And that's the reason why I mentioned in the start that if it is customer experience and credit decisioning which are kind of, really giving the impetus, it is fraud detection which has to be the other use case of AI that really marries both threat as well as the benefit.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts, Anjali. Great having you here.
Thank you.